All right. Well, hopefully we are live. Sewing isn't your thing. Well, you need to learn it. Neither was whatever it is, embroidery or what is that you're doing with all the critters. What's going on, especially yours? Essay, Randy. Good morning, guys. Hello, YouTube. I am also on live on YouTube. I am going to show you. Sorry, guys. I'm over here live on TikTok too. I'm trying to get seen all over the world, and that's how you do it, right? See the phone on over there? All right, let's change it up a little bit. For those of you that don't know, I am Crazy Thing, the airbrush guy. Crochet. Yeah, see, there you go. All right, guys, right now I'm going to show you how to get your airbrush gun ready. Just saying the word gun gets me in trouble on here, so nobody's going to watch my videos. But that's okay. I know there's a few people on here that this will really help. So I'm going to utilize and take this chance to help those couple people that are really going to enjoy this video. So for the disclaimer, I have been airbrushing full time as my career and only income for the last 2.5 years when I made this video. Hopefully you'll be watching this video years after that. How cool would that be? But I'm going to show you how I get my airbrush gun ready. I'm not telling you the best way or the only way to do it. I'm going to show you what I use and how I get it ready. And it works for me. It may work for you. Maybe it won't. Okay, well, we tried, didn't we? Hey, Crazy Ted and Jason, what's up, everybody? Welcome in. Welcome in. Glad you're here. You haven't met me yet. Come on down. You're only a couple hours away. Come on down to the shop. All right, guys. So what I have and what I use is the Iwata Eclipse. This is the workhorse of the airbrush world. You'll want one of these in your arsenal if you can. These are mid-range in my opinion as far as price is concerned, but they are definitely worth it. They do make some very high-end guns that I'll probably never own, even if I had the money. I just don't have a use for them. I can really do anything and everything I need to with this one right here. And I do have several of the Iwata Eclipse. I think I have 4 within like reach of me. So these are awesome. If you don't know how they work, just real quick, I'm going to pour some water in here. And yep, I label my stuff. Keeps me from making a mistake on one of my customers' projects or something. It is a double action. Jazz man, what's going on? I'm making a YouTube video. How crazy is that? I know, right? So confusing. This is a double action airbrush gun. It is a top feed, as you can see. The air comes from the bottom, your paint goes in the top. When you push down on the button, that is your air. That releases air, pushes it through here. Okay? So nothing happens other than air coming out. Right? Yep, that's all there is. But magic happens when you pull back on this trigger. So I'm going to go down and then back. Right? Uh, I'm sure you probably already knew that, but maybe there's a couple people that didn't. So just in case, I want to try to cover as much as I can. Now, with some practice, you will learn to control that stream of paint, or water in this case. But watch it. It's just barely coming out. Can you see it? Try to go over here on the black so you can see it. Can you see it coming out? Just barely versus, yeah, you can hear a big difference, right? Get a little closer, maybe you can hear it better. See how that works? So with a little finesse, a little practice, you'll get the hang of it. Okay, so now we're ready to mix our paint. Oh, my brother's in here. What are you doing, bro? We're going to mix some paint. I'm going to show you what I use. You will need some reducer in order to get better at painting. I use Createx paint. They also have some Wicked, but Createx from Coast Airbrush, that is the stuff to use. It's amazing paint, very versatile, and I use it on everything. I want to learn airbrushing. Well, come on over to YouTube. I'm teaching it. Now, supposed to be working. Well, I'm trying to do some teaching. I do. Uh-oh. It's gonna get loud. There's your sound effects. That's right. Well, timing is great. There's always in my video an air compressor going off, planes going right over the shop, or trains going by, or a semi going by. You're going to have to get used to it if you're going to watch my videos. I'm not going to apologize. We have the best sound effects on the internet here. Yeah. So always shake your paint, guys. This paint will settle. I shake my paint every day. So what happens is it will separate the paint. The heavier particles will go to the bottom, the lighter at the top, so that when you go to pour it in there, you don't really know what you're getting in here. So shake it up very good, whether it's been a day, whether it's been a week, it doesn't hurt, okay? You're going to need some reducer. Now I can put this directly from the bottle in here, and yeah, it will spray full blast. It will come out, but when you get into the fine details, you're going to find that, hey, I'm having all these problems. It's not really, the flow is horrible. I can't get down to my details and blah, 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 blah. And that's why a lot of people, they're not reducing their paint. There are several kinds of reducers. Again, I go back to the Createx, same company. I get the 4012 reducer because it works best for me. I know there's a 4011. I know there's a probably 40,000 different numbers. I get it. I know. If you want to try a different one, see if it works better for you, go for it. Again, I'm telling you what I do. 4012 seems to be the most versatile for me, my climate and my area, temperatures, all that good stuff. So, the way I'm going to do this, it is empty. It is clean. I cleaned these out yesterday very well. If you want to learn how to do that, then go back and look at one of my other videos on how to clean these. But if it's not clean, you're wasting all your time anyway. Don't put nothing in it. You got to clean it out. I like to start with a basic 50-50, okay? In order to get a 50-50 ratio, here comes some big time math, guys. If you need to get your calculator or pen and pencil out, now's the time to do it. So your paint has been shaken. The 50-50 ratio doesn't mean I'm going to fill this halfway up and then fill the other halfway up. Now you're too full, okay? So I fill it up about a third of the way. I don't know how well it shows, but it's full to about a third of the cup, okay? I know you may want some kind of extreme measurement and how many milliliters and blah, blah, blah. Sorry, you're not going to get that here. I am not a chemist or a scientist. I'm an airbrush artist. So, now that I have a third of it in there, I am going to put a third paint. Pretty much the same as I already did the reducer. I'm just going to eyeball it. And when I do that, you'll notice if I did a third and a third, that look, there's quite a bit of room still in here. Oh my gosh, why don't you fill it up? Well, I'm going to show you why. Because I use a paintbrush to mix my paint. So when I put the brush in here, simple displacement would make it fill over. And I'm going to stir it up. Well, now what if I need to adjust it? Well, you're not going to be able to adjust it if you filled it up too much, correct? What if I'm painting on like a very non-porous and very smooth surface, like a car hood, I'm probably going to paint it, I'm probably going to make it a little thinner, but if you make it too thin, it will spiderweb on you. If I'm going to paint on a shirt, 50-50 will work. Sometimes if I know I'm not going to do a lot of details, I'll do a little less than 50-50 and make it a little thicker. So it really does depend on what you're doing, but we're not going to get too scientific right now because I'm just going to show you what I'm doing to get started, okay? 50-50 works out great. Always keep some rags nearby. Which mine were not nearby like they should have been, because I'm usually over here. I'm usually not in front of the laptop doing this. I'm usually over there. I'm usually over there with the guys on TikTok. That's what I've been doing a lot of recently, but whatever works, because I'm everywhere. Like everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Etsy, crazythingart.com. Yeah, that's right. If you want to find me, you'll find me. So this is good and mixed up, right? Awesome. The reason I got the rag is because I can go clean my brush off. I'm going to put my cap on. Make sure your hole is cleaned out in the center of your cap. That is for air. If that is not cleaned out and there is a blockage and there is no air able to escape, it will blow that cap off. Ask me how I know. It's not pretty. So anyway, don't put that on there too tight. Nice and snug. Set this to the side. The manufacturers do recommend to let that paint sit in there for a few minutes. 10-15 minutes would probably work just fine, depending on the temperature and everything outside. Me personally, I like everything that I'm painting. Like let's say I'm going to paint this craft pumpkin. Probably going to do this later today. It's 47 degrees outside this morning. This could be very chilly. So I'm going to bring it inside and let this get up to about 70 degrees. Not the air temperature. The item you're painting. You want it to be up to temperature. Okay? I like everything to be around 70 degrees. That's where everything seems to work great. Paint, the reducer. That is just my personal preference. So next, I'm going to show you how to do this again. One more time. I've got my white mixed. This is full of water. I keep water in them at all times because I use them every day. I don't have to worry about anything drying out. Don't eat this. Trust me. It's not what it's for. All right. So, we're going to do this again, but with the black. I have a gun with white, and I only use white in that gun. I'll never have to worry about little black specks coming out of it or something, yellow coming out of it, because it's only one color goes in it. I understand that you may not be able to have a gun for each color. That's okay. I don't either. I just have a black, white, and then I'll use one or two guns I have over there. I'll use those for colors and flush them as I go. So we're going to repeat what we already did. It is empty currently. You're not going to be able to see in this one as well. It's not as new or as pretty because it does have black paint in it every day. But I'll show you the best I can. If you can see, that is about a third of the way full so that I can get my 50-50 ratio. There's not a lot of paint left in this bottle, so I don't have to calm down. Just get it mixed up, guys. Take that extra 15 seconds. That's all there is to it. Okay? It'll save you a lot of trouble. Airbrushing is all about troubleshooting. Because you're going to run into issues. Nothing's ever going to work perfect. And you're going to have to try to figure out, well, what's wrong? Why is it not doing what I want it to do? Everybody has those days. The last thing you want to worry about is whether or not your airbrush gun is working properly. So make sure it's clean and make sure your paint's mixed and take care of those simple steps to save you a lot of trouble down the road. So if you look, there's still plenty of headroom in my cup. Right? So now I'm going to take that brush. I use the same one. I wiped it off in here. If it does by some chance have a little white paint left in it, it's not going to affect my black paint enough for me to matter. I'm not that picky. Maybe you are. That's okay. Clean your brush out good. It won't hurt anything. Make sure you're using a good quality brush. It doesn't have to be $1 million brush, but don't buy the cheapest things you can get either, so that way it doesn't come apart while you're mixing your paint. Now you have another issue of trying to find out those little bristles are stuck in your airbrush gun. These are all little things that happen. Ask me how I know. Yeah. Q-tips, paper towels, things with little fuzzy spots on them and stuff like that. Yeah, it plays havoc on your airbrush guns. People will they'll go to the store and buy regular acrylic paint and put it in their airbrush guns. Then they'll mix it up with water and say, well, I got it to work. Buy the right stuff. Get you some real live airbrush paint. The pigments are milled down, especially smaller. And now we have a tree service working next door, so I get to hear that too. Telling you, the sound effects are here, guys. Lots and lots of sound effects. So, what have we been recording now for 18 minutes? I'm hoping this video will air and be able to help somebody. It does talk about guns, so therefore it'll never be monetized, but hopefully it can help somebody out. Guys, if you need me, you can reach me at all kinds of different places. I'm on Facebook. I'm on TikTok. You can ask me questions in here. I will do my best to answer them. There's plenty of ways to contact me if you need my email or my telephone number. I'm here to help. I want you to airbrush. Yeah. I want you to bring me some competition. I want you to show me your work and just how awesome you are. And then it'd be really cool if you're like, hey man, you helped me get here. That would make me feel good. Because my life's purpose is to make a positive impact with these little guys right here. So I'll continue to make videos like this as often as I can so that I can help you. Well guys, before it gets too noisy and the sound effects take over, I'm going to go ahead and call this done and see if I can get this video loaded up. Have a wonderful day, and I hope this was helpful.